A vital lifeline for children in the court system is expanding its reach. Michigan CASA, or Court-Appointed Special Advocates, they're now in Calhoun County.
And they are looking for volunteers to step up to ensure that vulnerable youth have a consistent and trained voice protecting their best interests during legal proceedings. Here to share how you can be an advocate at the Michigan CASA, Board Chair of the Michigan CASA of Calhoun County. You've got Josita Todd here with us. Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Josita, please explain to us a little more about what CASA does and what these volunteers will be doing.
Well, CASA is Court-Appointed Special Advocate for Abused and Neglected Children. We are a network of community volunteers trained to support children who are wards of the court and in some cases in foster care. We advocate for those children on a one-on-one basis, and that's what we do.
And previously not doing that in Calhoun County, though. Talk about this expansion.
Well, you have to realize that CASA has been in existence for over 50 years. It is a network nationwide. And in Michigan, we have 30, now 30, including Calhoun County. And Kalamazoo County has been in existence for 44 years. So it's not a new program. It's a very well-oiled machine. However, in 2023, we did a feasibility study in the state of Michigan, and what we found was that Calhoun County had a higher rate of children in poverty, children being abused and neglected, and children that are in out of home care than the state average for a whole state of Michigan. So that was the call to action,
sure.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And it took us 3.5 years, okay, to work to get the program up and running because there's so many different components of it. There's the national level, Michigan level, there's the court system, mm-hmm. and of course there's the community and volunteers, which all have to come together to make the program successful. And that's what we've done in Calhoun County.
Congratulations to you for getting that up off the ground.
Oh, I can't take credit for it. Okay. I mean, I have been a little thorn in a certain people's side. However, it's really been a community effort, okay? It cannot be done from the top down. It has to be done from the community coming together and being aware, first of all, that there is a need, and that's what's taken the time, because in many cases, the average person don't know that we have such an issue. They don't see it every day unless you're working in the court system or a caseworker. But that's one of the biggest challenges, is making the community aware, and once they got aware, we all came together to bring this program to Calhoun County.
Wonderful. Now talk about what a volunteer looks like for CASA. It is different than a lot of other volunteer opportunities. It could be a very long-term process, right?
Well, you're looking at a volunteer. I am a CASA. I am a CASA at Calhoun County, in Kalamazoo County, because we didn't have it but as soon as we have it here in Calhoun County, I will become a volunteer in Calhoun County. So what we look like everyday average people. We look like people that can be teachers. You don't have to be a social worker or a lawyer, but we do have those as advocates, okay? What you do have to have is a desire to help children and to show up.
And what does that entail for someone who meets those qualifications watching right now? Say, I've got those two things. What does it look like for me to step forward and take that first step?
Okay, well, first of all, CASAs are court appointed. So we are appointed and sworn in by the judges, as well as extensive training, over 30 hours of training in all aspects of child abuse, in the court system, in the welfare system. So it's very intense in terms of the training, and of course background checks. Okay, we have to ensure that we're taking care of the children, okay? It typically is about an hour of time, FaceTime with the child a week, okay? So we average about 10 hours a month of effort in terms of meeting the child, and depending on where the child is, okay? In my case, I like the young babies, you know, but some of my other colleagues, they love the teenagers. Now, if you think about that, they've got games that they're going through, they're doing hair, you know, it's a different mix depending upon the child that you have. But average about 10 hours a month. But the key is you're the consistent person in that child's life. Unlike a caseworker or a social worker, they typically can have 20, 25 cases, 25 kids. The CASA usually have one kid, sometimes two if it's siblings, but we take that kid from the time they enter the court system until the time they find a permanent home.
So reliability is key. I mean, you want to be volunteering here and then not being reliable. You need to be that consistent voice.
Right. Well, I can tell you an example. When I was doing my training, this 8-year-old kid kind of really set it home for me. I was with another CASA, and he came up to me and he says, I love my CASA. And I says, well, why do you love her so much? And he says, because she cares about me. She's here. I can depend on her. When she says she's coming, she's coming. And you know what else? She doesn't get paid. You know? He says, everybody else gets a paycheck. But he says, you know what? She comes because she cares about me.
Oh.
Now, that's brilliant from an 8-year-old.
Yeah, the payoff is great, right?
That's pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Actually.
Well, Josita, thank you so much for being here and for what you do. And if this sounds like something you want to do and you have the time to dedicate to an individual, to a young child, CASACC.org. You can also learn more at michigancasa.org.